Good morning, everyone. It is not as cold as it was yesterday, so that is a good thing. And right now, I'm making my husband's dinner. If you remember yesterday, I had said that I had cooked up that chicken. Well, I took 2 of the thighs and I, deboned it, got some of the meat off of it and everything. And so I decided that I was going to make him a stir fry. So that's why there's vegetables in there. And then on this side is somewhere back there, it's a pan of rice that is cooking. So yeah, and I thought since I had some shrimp that I'd add, about 4 pieces or so of some shrimp into that with it, just to kind of step it up a notch. But anyways, I hope that you will want to join me for a little bit of my day, and I will talk to you in just a little while. Hello again, everyone. And as you can see behind me with the sun streaming through the window there, it is a lovely day. In fact, it was so lovely, I went out and about. There was a couple things I wanted to get, and no, I was going to worry about Sam's Club or Walmart another day, because this was just a pretty day. You didn't even have to wear a hat or gloves. It was like 35 degrees, and yeah, that might seem cold to you if you live down south, but here, when it's been 8 degrees and 11 degrees, 35 is downright balmy. So anyways, what I ended up wanting to do was I wanted to get some picture frames for my grandchildren, because one of my picture frames just fell off the wall and broke, and I needed to just replace them. They're just very old. In fact, I think that they were my mother's when she had my kids hanging on her walls, and they're just falling apart. And I could not find any. I went to 3 stores. Yeah, because I just didn't want to buy plastic frames. I wanted to buy something nice. And I don't mean like, extremely nice with it being silver or, glittery or ceramic, just something that was going to hold together well. And all of them that I found that I did like, they didn't go on the wall. They were just to sit on the, on a cupboard or a table or something. So I need to put mine on the wall. Anyways, that was a fail, but let me tell you what I did find. And one of the things that I found was this bottle of hand soap. And this is a glass bottle. And that's one of the reasons I got it, because it was only $4.99 and has essential oils in it, and it was a glass bottle, and the bottle alone to me was worth $2. So I figured that the soap that's in it is just an added bonus. So I went ahead and I picked up this. I got this actually up at Marshall's. So yeah, and it's all natural ingredients with essential oils. And then, yeah, while I was at Marshall's, I found something, and I didn't need this more than I needed another hole in my head. But it was cute, it grabbed my eye, and if you haven't already sometimes noticed that I like pigs. Yeah. I even have Fenton pigs, like up on the other side of the kitchen window there is, I keep my wooden spoons and that in. Yeah, there's a pig there. And my son painted me a pig, and yeah, I kind of have pigs. So yeah, even at the end of our driveway, I have a cement pig. Now, granted, I wouldn't want a real pig, okay? But I just think pigs are cute. So this is what I found. Look at that. Isn't he just adorable? I just thought he'd look really cute right here in the middle of my island with fruit or with anything. Right now it's just going to be pine cones. But this was only $13.99, and I just thought, oh my gosh, okay. That was $13.99. I probably really didn't have to spend on a metal pig, but it was $13.99 that I wanted to spend on a metal pig. So anyways, I am going to start a meatloaf, and I am going to do something with my meatloaf that's a little different. Yeah, I was reading somebody else's recipe, and they just kind of like dump things in there like peppers and diced tomatoes and that sort of thing. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try that. So anyways, I will talk to you in just a little while. I wanted to bring you back for a minute because I had read, and I don't know where, I don't know if it was on Facebook, I don't know if it was a YouTube video that I watched, but they had said to mix your meatloaf using your KitchenAid with the dough hook so you don't get your hands so dirty. And you know what? It really worked. Yet I did have to stop it a couple times and kind of push that meat down and kind of give it a mix with a spoon and then turn it on again. I had to do that twice, but then it's just, yeah, totally mixed. And my hands are clean. That's a go. So I just wanted to share that with you. And yeah, I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. For today's devotion, we will be reading from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. Even the most positive of us find ourselves broken and weary at some point in our life. It isn't hard to believe and follow Jesus when we're soaring on the wings of eagles and we are running and not growing weary in our walk with God. Often the toughest time to keep our faith vibrant is when we are just trying to keep putting one foot in front of the other while not fainting. Every Christian will experience times of discouragement and weariness. We live in a world where expectations are high and demands even greater. There can be different reasons why we experience times like this, from one's health to the demands of our job, or the death of a loved one, or even the inability to get adequate sleep, like with a young mother. These can contribute to one losing their strength and growing weary. I'm sure most of us can remember times we felt like we just could not keep going. Times when our strength was fading and we grew weary. It's been said that hindsight is 20/20, and if we're honest with ourselves, we'd probably recognize that the reason was because we were trying to operate in our own strength. We cannot live this Christian life by our own strength. We need the strength that only God can give. Because no matter how strong and vigorous we are in the natural, if we rely on our own strength, we will grow weary. It's imperative for us to understand that the journey God has called us to is too great for any of us to do on our own. None of us are strong enough, brave enough, or wise enough to accomplish the work that God has appointed for us individually. Believing in God is one thing. That's actually the easy part. Believing in His plan for our lives is often much harder. That requires us to trust Him. Not just in His existence, but in His ways, His word, and His promises. That can seem like a tall order for us when life appears broken and we are weary. But part of being a Christian is committing our lives to follow Him wherever that may lead us. When we trust that He will guide us safely along life's path, we can walk confidently all the way. As Psalms 56:4 tells us, in God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? It's during the seasons in which we are weak and weary that it is important to remember that we are under the Lord's protection. There is no earthly harm that can override our ultimate destination at home with Jesus. When we proclaim our trust in Him, we are choosing to let go of fear and embrace our safety in Christ. And we must give it all to God. We must give up thinking that we know what is best. We must give up being in charge. We have to release our grip and open our heart In doing so, the bumps in the road seem smoother, not because they all go away, but because we now know our way around them. Each of us would certainly fail and fall short of all that God has called us to be and to do without His strength and His provision. Our only hope is to receive strength and nourishment from the Lord. Only by exchanging our weakness for His strength can we walk this Christian life. Some days this walk will be harder than others, and some days we will clearly see the plan ahead that God has for us, while other days will leave us straining to continue walking. But if we willingly keep our eyes looking ahead and focused on Him, placing one foot in front of the other, we will rejoice at our decision to place our trust in Him. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And it's in these moments of weakness and brokenness, the Lord is often the most real, the most powerful, and the most present. God bless, and I will talk to you tomorrow.